Well, how y'all are this afternoon? This is your buddy George Jones over at Bergen Gun Range with my next installment on 8. Let's review an old gun that we reviewed 4 years ago. 4 years ago, I decided that I was going to buy one of these Henrys. This is the, I forget the model number of it exactly, but it's the standard, Henry, like a Winchester model 9422M, almost an exact copy of one. I'm sure it's a licensed, manufacturer licensed copy. Anyway, this is the nicer one with standard bright blue on it. It's walnut forearm and stock that's cut checkered. It has really nice buckhorn sights on it. It had a front sight hood on it. And at the time, I was going through cataracts and wasn't shooting real good. So I took the hood off of it and highlighted the front sight with a little white paint, and I just left it on there post-surgery. It's fine. I bought this gun because we had them at the store when Brag About It Guns and Ammo was open, and they really, really intrigued me. And I'm a big fan of Magnum Rimfire anyway. And I was debating on whether or not to buy this gun because, I had a Savage 65M, but I'd had it for 15 years and it was getting kind of long in the tooth. So I thought, I'm going to get me a new 22 Magnum, and I was thinking about getting a Ruger American, different guns and so forth. So I settled on this one because I'd already bought the 22 Henry lever action and long rifle and was tickled to death with it. And I thought, so I thought, well, how good could it be? Turns out it's pretty good. Unlike the Ruger American, this thing was zeroed right out of the box. So how do you get a gun that's zeroed out of the box? Well, you get a gun zeroed out of the box because the guy that is shooting the legally prerequisite 3 rounds through the gun in the proof room is probably shooting at a paper target downrange. Now, if this guy shoots hundreds of guns a day, but he has the time and wherewithal to fire that shot into that paper target, let's say 10 yards or 5 yards, who knows, okay? And then peck that front sight over just a little bit and fire the next one and adjust that sight a little bit, and then fire the next one and it's zeroed, okay? That's how you get a gun zeroed out of the box, is that a manufacturer's employee takes the time to do it. Because legally, they have to shoot the gun 3 times to demonstrate that it's proofed. Now, all that having been said, 4 years into it, 4 years ago, I made a video about this gun. Okay? I made a video about this gun and absolutely loved it. So here we are 4 years into it. Let's see how it still works. And I'll tell you how it still works. It works real good. My ownership of a firearm is a torture test. There's no getting out of it. If my ownership of a firearm is a torture test. If I've got a gun, it's going through a torture test. But I'm not like some of these guys that go out here and intentionally drag them through the mud, or like Ian McCollum on Forgotten Weapons, got a wheelbarrow full of mud and dirt and grease and grime and grit and is in there shoveling dirt into an M14. I don't have to. Because I use them hard just naturally when I'm working them. And this gun at 125 yards is still a groundhog killer. After probably, I've killed about 80 groundhogs with this gun. I've killed 7 coyotes, I think. I took a squirrel hunting once, and after I blowed up the second one, I'm like, this is probably not a squirrel gun. like that. But I just plain enjoy shooting it. You know, on the bench or boom. There's a little steel target that's laying up there that's about 4 inches across and about 6 inches high, sitting on top of a metal peg. I'm trying to knock it off. I think I'm empty. So it's just it's a fantastic gun. You know, they've got an advertising campaign. They've got a feller named Anthony Imperata that is on there. And he advertises these guns. And he's supposedly one of the executives of the company or one of the founders of the company or whatever. And everything he says about their products, so far to my knowledge, is true. Guns shoot good right out of the box. They work. Now, don't get me wrong, I've seen a few malfunctions. And I've actually shipped 1 or 2 back to the factory myself. One of them was a 22 pump. Just didn't get it, I don't know. We shipped it back to them from the store on a Tuesday and had it back UPS on a Friday from, you know, New York State. Bam, bam, repaired, sent back with an apology letter. So I'm like, you know, and a hat. They're a pretty good outfit to work with. They're a pretty good outfit to deal with. They're a gun company in the old school of gun companies. I tried to hit a clay pigeon at 125 yards with it. I ain't hit it yet. It knows I'm there. It knows I'm down here. I didn't hit it. I hit just under it and it flipped over and showed its black side to me. Doggone it. Camouflage, that's what that is. But this gun has never jammed, never malfunctioned, never failed to fire. And when I bought this gun, I bought it at cost, and it was $400. It was like $398 and change or something like that from one of our distributors. And I'm like, Knob Creek Machine Gun Shoot got me to buy this gun because I had saved up about $1,000 to take the Knob Creek Machine Gun Shoot to blow over the weekend. And I thought, man, when I go up there, I'm going to come back with a little bag full of stuff and I'm not going to have anything in my pocket. Let's buy that gun before we go up there. You know? I told Kenny I'd bought it, then he fussed at me because I didn't buy it from him. So the 4-year torture test of the Henry. Got to wind it back up. 4-year torture test of the Henry 22 rifle, 22 Magnum lever action, is a success. I fired probably, conservatively, 8,000 rounds to this gun. I've killed almost 100 groundhogs with it up in the 80s. Half a dozen or so coyotes. Even makes a good squirrel gun if you don't mind blowing them all to pieces with a 22 Magnum. A great gun to sit over here and shoot all afternoon. I could sit over here and shoot this thing standing, supported, off the bench, you know. It's a great shooting rifle. I have put a scope on it, and it's a real tack driver with a scope. But somehow or another, a scope on a lever action rifle just doesn't look right to me. I just, it's like Picatinny rail on a double barrel shotgun. It just doesn't fit in. Well, that's about the size of that. Like Tate Sheriff I, commentate and subscribe. Leave me an old $1 in the Patreon bucket on the way out the door if you want to. Have a great 2A day. Join the NRA. We're in a time of silliness right now, and we've got this old virus loose in the country, and we gotta pull together. I call my neighbors and check on the old people in the community and make sure they're all right and got everything they need. Check on your neighbors, call them up, ask them how they doing. If they need anything or there's any way you can help them. That helps a lot, buddy. One community standing with itself, that helps a lot. All right then, be a good cheer, and we'll see y'all when we see you. Bye now.